everyone, and welcome to the 8th part tutorial of how to create spacecraft hangar. Okay, so this time we will continue where we left off the last part. I want to add some more details here to this scene, especially to this part and this part, and maybe also a few other parts. We'll try to cover as much as we can, so let's begin. The first part is the first thing I want to do is reveal the floor, okay, that way. Now I want you to take this lamp, okay, Control D to duplicate it, okay, and group that at the same time. Move it, or first center the pivot for it and then move it, and I want to create a few warning lamps like around here, okay. So in order to do this, we may want first place it here on the grid, where is the middle axis here, which is probably the Z one, okay, just like that, and here like so, and move it over here in this distance, okay. Now if we will tap for Windows user the insert key, okay, look for the insert key. It's supposed to be next to the home key, somewhere there, while your move tool is selected, okay, press this key. For Mac users it's home, okay, you need to press the home key and you will get this gadget. This gadget is actually the pivot, and you can adjust the pivot manually like this, okay. And I will use the top view to place it, like if this is the pivot, this is the pivot of the lamp, I want to place it in the middle, like so, in the middle of the axis, okay. Now press home again to turn off this feature of the pivot, and you can see the lamp is quite in the middle, so that's fine. Now we will switch to the perspective view, okay. This is the perspective view, by the way, and you can go over Edit, Duplicate Special, okay, click this little box here, and I want you to open a calculator, okay. So I have my own calculator, here it is, and now I want to make like 1, 2, 3, 4 we don't need, but still 4 pieces, okay, of this lamp, or maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, no, 4 on cross on 4, so that means 8. So we want to divide 360, okay, by 8, okay, means 45. So here what you want to do, you want to put 8 copies, okay, and the rotate will be probably for the X. This is X, this is Y, and this is Z. Same here, translate X, Y, Z, but we want to use the rotate. So the rotate angle will be 45, okay, degrees, which is what we get when we divided the 360 by 8, okay, and choose to apply. Now you can see we have some kind of weird stuff. It's created duplicated 8 duplicated items, but on the Y axis. I don't know why on the Y. Yeah, so let's undo that, and instead here we will reset it to 0 and type in 45 here and apply. Now you see we get this base, force field base surrounded by those warning lamps, okay, which is adding a little bit more character to this scene. But we have another lamp is hiding here, okay, so you can leave it here if you want. It's kind of nice to have secret places with stuff, but also it can use you somewhere in the future. If you will lose one of them, you will have one extra, so I don't mind that it will stay there. Now the next thing is I want to create some cables, okay, kind of look. So let's close this duplicate spatial, and by the way, try always when you use something to reset it before you close it. That way you won't do any mistakes in the future. So let's create a polygon, and let's create polygon cylinder, and we will bring it over here that way, okay. Now from the attribute editor for it, I want you to go over the polycylinder tab and make this to about 8, like so, okay. 8 axes, subdivision axes, and then I want you to scale it something like that, and rotate it 90 degrees that way, okay, like this. Now thing is, you may want to bring it near, like over here, just like so, and to the floor somewhere here, and you want to scale it to about something like that. Now create a copy of it, Control D to duplicate it, and place it over here, and we'll have 2 wires going out from here. So the first one will be this one, and we want to attach it here, okay, and this one over here, and that's fine. Grab this just a little bit out, hold down the shift, insert edge loop, insert one edge loop here, one edge loop over here, and go over, right click, choose a vertex, choose the selection tool, and choose only this vertex, edit mesh, chamfer vertex. Now pick this face, and with the scale tool, scale it to about so, okay, just like that. Now extrude it once, tap on those cube ones and grab the middle one, hold and drag just a little bit, like so, and then again, and bring it inside a little bit, just like so, okay, and then once again a little bit more inside, and then again tap on one of those cubes, but this time like this, okay. And here what I want you to do is create a CV curve, okay. So tap on F8 once or twice. First, maybe let's get rid of this one. No, let's just copy this one, leave the other one there. Maybe we will use it, maybe not, we shall see. Now I want you to go over create CV curve tool, okay, and we are going to draw a line. And if you're already done so and you know how to draw cables in Maya, so you can skip this, but let's see how it's going to help us. We use the foreview first, okay, and from the foreview I want to use the top view in order to see where I'm starting my cable from. Now I want the cable to come out from this plug, okay, so I will start to draw it from the inner part of this plug, okay, just like so, 1 point here and 1 point here. Now keep in mind that when you start drawing from top view, it's always attached to the grid, okay? Always. Now unless you will hit the enter and close this line, okay? Actually this will stop to this way by hitting the enter key you are stopping to drawing the line, but unless you hit the enter you can continue, but you can use the foreview and look at this from the perspective view. You see it's attached to the grid, but we will use the side view in order to start dialing this cable down to the ground, okay? Now what I mean by that is, like, if the line is here, okay, you can see the square here, the empty square, the U, and you can see this point. This is the point number 3. It's like we are starting the cable from here. That means that we need to start dialing down, that way, so the cable will lay on the ground, and then we can start drawing it that way. Now when you draw from a side or a front view, that way you determine the height of the curve, but when you go back to top view, it will continue to draw it at the same position where you stopped drawing it from the side view, okay? That means that if I will continue drawing this line at the top, you can see here, okay, that it's remaining at the same level, okay, just like that. So I'm creating a loop here, and now I will draw this cable like so, and somewhere out of the camera view, just long enough so we won't need to see it, okay, the tail of this cable, and hit enter to close this, okay? Now we will get back to the first. We will expand the side view, and I want to grab this and choose modify center pivot for it, okay, and then I want to bring it up to the level of the plug, okay? This is the plugs, okay, probably one of them, okay, but there are all the 3 here, and I want to place it right in the middle of the plug. So that means it's started dialing down to the floor from here. Now our floor is the red cubes, so therefore they are not touching the floor, and we don't want them to touch the floor, by the way. We just want them to lay on them. So basically, if this wire width, the cable width, will be just as like the middle face of our this shape, okay, this width of the face will follow along this path, probably it will already touch the ground, so we don't need to do any more modification to it, but we can test it and see if it does go well, okay? But first of all, there is the loop area. Right click on it, choose vertices, and we want to grab those 2 vertices that controlling this part. Yeah, so I was right, I did chose the right ones. So that means the cable is starting from up, and then it loops underneath, okay? Or you can do it the opposite way, but I prefer that way because then I will actually touch the ground with it, okay? So let's bring it back to object mode, and then you grab this curve, and you see we have 45 on the attribute editor. You see 45 spans, okay? So that means we need to extrude this face here, okay? First grab this, then choose this face, okay, and edit mesh, open the extrude box and type in 45 and apply. Okay, now it doesn't look really good here, especially because this is very big wire and I didn't take that in mind. Now if this is a really big wire, we don't need to make this any loops because it looks ridiculous that way. So I just smooth preview it, and if you want to avoid this kind of thing, try to make your your curves when you draw them not to appear like as it was here right now. Okay, you need don't make them too crowded here. You see all those vertices are too much crowded, and it's better to just stretch them along and see what you can do with that, like trying to maybe delete few of them. Let's see if we can delete. Yeah, we can delete them. Delete this one, and maybe this one we will bring up like so, and this one also, just because they are overlapping themselves, so it's better to bring them up, and that way avoiding overlapping. Now I will try to do this again. Choose the curve, right click on this object and choose face, okay, shift select this face and then apply. But now we don't need 45, so undo that, and we need to check how much we have. We have only 40, so again, right click, choose faces, shift select this face and type in 40 and apply. Okay, still yet we have issues here, so let's try fix this. Maybe I will try to open this area wider. That way, and maybe those two over that way. Yeah, I think that's fine. But I think we can delete this vertex and then maybe make this smoother like so. Let's bring this up and let's see, maybe now it will be fine. No, first select this, right click, choose face, God, shift select face, and I didn't check again how many spans I have, 39, so right click, face, 39, and apply. Okay, smooth preview, and that looks nice. Okay, by the way, what you can do, you can like open the outliner, and from the outliner you can find the curve we created. Okay, now if you see the curve, shading, X-ray, you can grab the curve vertices, not this vertices of the polygon, only the curve vertices. Okay, now you can do this by first hiding, Control H, shading, sorry, hiding the cable itself, the polycylinder that is the cable. Okay, so Control H to hide it. Choose this wire, control vertices, and choose this vertex, and at the same time, no, choose vertices, this one, shift this, cool. Okay, that's very weird. Control H, this one, Okay, I will bring this up just like so, okay, and then control H, and you can see what happened here. Okay, so I will try to select the curve from here. It can help us. Control vertices, and then we can see this vertex we pointed to here, and if we will dial this down, we can determine where it should be. Okay, that way. Now there is more vertices over here. We may want to consider you know, do some changes to them. I want this to look smooth, not maybe the X-ray. Well, we have 3 here, so this is why it looks like that. Now it will look much more rounded. We can turn off the X-ray. Okay, so that's fine. And now we can continue bring this a little bit down. And basically it, okay? One cable, or if you want to do some more, you can leave those as empty plugs, okay? Just insert them a little bit inside. Oh, the extrude is not resetted, so let's reset this and extrude only once, like so. And this one we can get rid of. Oh, I just deleted this face here, sorry. And let's delete this one and duplicate this one over here. Now, just another thing, I will remove the smooth preview from it, and I do want to shift, insert edge loop, insert one edge over here, one edge over here, one edge over here, one edge, supporting edges to all this figure here. Okay, that way, and then to the other side. Okay, F8, and maybe one more. I need some more subdivisions here. Maybe here one, and one here, and F8, and then 3 to see it. Okay, now the cable looks a little bit blocky, but this is a heavy very heavy cable, so we shall leave it as it is. Like a very powerful electricity is going through this cable. Now, by the way, you can duplicate this, okay, and bring it back there and get rid of the curve and the original piece. Okay, so just let's grab them both and tap delete, and then bring the copy one back over here, so that way no curve can control this cable anymore. Okay, and leave it as it is right here. And I want to do some things over this area. I want to choose these, okay, and extrude them up a little bit, like so. Okay, maybe a little bit more with another extrusion. Okay, and then choose edge and grab this edge area. Okay, for some reason, yeah, I'm still on keep faces, but for some reason just this part of the edges, except this one. We don't need this edge. Okay, let's maybe select it. This is why I've picked to extrude this area. So edit mesh, bevel. Okay, so beveled corners will give more highlights, and then we can do the same over here. Grab these edges, okay, this area I don't want to touch it much, because if I will bevel here it will get strange kind of look. Maybe let's avoid this. Okay, we don't need to do this here. But if you're intending to do something here, like taking shots from here, so it may be wise to create panels over here also, and tap on this area, and then grab this inner frame and extrude it inside. Okay, just like so. And maybe grab this face over here, extrude it like so, extrude it once more inside, and grab this face here and extrude this one like so, bring it outside, extrude it like so, and maybe this face here also will get some extrusion, and then inside like so. Okay, so we are creating something like this is have much more character. Okay, very simple and still yet needed. Okay, so this is how it goes, and let's see. By the way, I had minor problem with some piece we created earlier. I'll just reveal it. The net panels. Okay, there is some issue with them. Okay, I'm not really sure how did it happen, but apparently I see some issues with here. And the thing is, you can do two things to avoid this dark area and stuff like this. You see, there is some misunderstanding here, something I can't address really what it is. So you can try harden edge, hold down the shift, right click and choose harden edge, maybe try to harden them so this area will disappear. Let's see, F8, yeah, did actually fix this, and we want to copy one of those and we will use this. Okay, we have lots of objects in the scene and we can use them to help you know, create more creative stuff. So this panel I can actually scale it just like so, and maybe add it to a few of the panels here, like let's see, J. Okay, I started to do this manually, so I will have to use the J all the time. Okay, 90 degrees. Great. Bring it here. And first of all, let's duplicate this. My cat is yelling. She needs attention. Okay, and then rotate it a little bit. Manually will be better because this is not 45 degrees. and then we can just squeeze it and bring it over here like so, okay, to cover this kind of hole we have here. But we will need to scale it better, okay, so you can use the X-ray to help you in these areas. And by the way, you see the arrows are like going like this. Now if you need them to be aligned with the same object, you can press double click on the move tool and choose object, so it will switch those gadgets to what you need, okay? But it's different, you need to do this for each one of those tools individually, okay? It's hard for me to say this word, individually. I need accent, shading, X-ray. Let's get rid of the accent, and okay, that's fine. And Control D to duplicate this, and let's try bring it back to 180, and maybe put this thing down here like so. Try to squeeze it so it will fit this area here, and then yep, just like so. And then maybe duplicate this to the other side over here, and that's great, right? It is great, it looks perfect. So let's see, maybe even grab these faces and just pull them inside. Just make sure you don't override any other faces, okay? And then you can actually bring this piece here over here, rotate it 90 degrees, just like so, and fit this over here. Just like so. Okay, one here, duplicate this, move it over here. Truth is, I don't really understand what I see here, but whatever. Right click on this, choose only those faces here, delete this, and that's great. So we have this. Let's see. I think those are empty holes, okay? So therefore we may want to just rotate them. I think that was the problem from the beginning, okay? This is what the thing I couldn't address. What's the problem with it? Yeah, they all were like empty or something, half empty. J, rotate this one also, and as you can see we have some issue with it, so I need to bring it here, and then maybe bring them all just a little bit inside, even though I wanted them to stay where they are, but that's fine. So yeah, we still need to do this same here, rotate it, I guess that way, also this one. If you have the same problem, it's only because sometimes I forget to use the okay, let's say it like that. Most of the time I'm using keep faces together, but only when I want to use two faces that are near to each other and still I want to apply the extrude operation to both of them individually. So I'm using the I'm not using the keep faces together, okay? And also you can press 3 and smooth preview, and this is what you will get with this part, by the way. So this is kind of nice. And if I will bring the wall, okay, I want to add some extra detail here for the hallway. See, we have the hallway and it's supposed to lead to somewhere, so just to make things sense, we will add another edge loop here, and then we will grab these faces, okay, that faces and these faces, and extrude them just a little bit outside, like so, okay? So that way you can put lights inside, and people will think that definitely there is something inside there, okay? But there is nothing, and make sure you don't tell them about this. Okay, that's pretty much for this part of the tutorial. I'm sure that was fun for you. I like those things like that. It's pretty much easy, and it shows you how quick you can get more and more details. It must have inspired you to create things like that, and when you get to this you know, this level, like not the level, like okay, never mind. I'm just thinking that after I've done too much to this scene to add more and more objects, it just drives me on to add more stuff and make this scene look better even more. So that's it for this part, and we will continue and see what else we can add. I basically think that I will do as much as I can to add more and more and more and more and more parts to this tutorial, just to cover many things you can do. Okay, so until then, bye now and have a nice day.